Hello, my name is Amy Sowerby. Harlow College in Essex is currently one of a few colleges working at the cutting edge of digital technology and its role in education. Being a college that praises itself on being digitally ahead, we spoke to their newly recruited digital employees to find out more about their roles.
My role here at the college is Digital Resources Coordinator. It is supporting students here in the iHub, handing out of iPads or the rolling out of the iPads to the whole of the years who are 16 to 18, supporting them with OneDrive queries, staff and students, setting up training sessions for staff and students on all the apps, the core 10 now that we've got going out, and just general password changes, a small library service that we do, and to look into new innovative ideas. If there's an app that someone speaks about or a different technology, we look into it and see if it's plausible to use and how we can use it. I think students need to be, or learners need to be digitally ready to face whatever's coming next for them, and I think we can help them prepare for that. They've all got mobile phones, they all know how to make a call, they all know how to go on social media, but it's using what they know of that and using it to their better in the workplace.
So I'm the college's digital support technician. I'm in charge of looking at the new digital technology we bring to the college, experiment with iPad apps, things like our interactive tables behind us, virtual reality technology, and any other educational technology developments that just happen to appear. So I find myself working on some, real educational videos, educational projects where we can look at, so like one we're working on at the moment is looking at how we can incorporate a more fun way of learning into documenting work experience evidence. So we're using a series of apps with the college's iPads to make that possible. The other thing we're doing that's quite big at the moment is that we're doing a lot of promotional videos, as my background really is from a media point of view, so I can we've been experimenting with a new tool called Adobe Character Animator, which allows us to animate people just by looking into a webcam. We're making our first educational video with that now, where we're doing our safeguarding induction that all students have to do via an animated version rather than Marion as it is actually speaking in front of an audience doing it. We're actually going to have a digital version of Marion, explain it to every single student, and it will be easily updatable as changes are made. It's really incredible technology to use and very simple as well. So I think that's going to be one of the big futures of educational technology, not just having a basic video, but actually having a much more easy to view animation.
Marion Hollingsworth, Harlow College's Health and Safety Officer, was involved in the project and shares her views.
So it's early days with regard to the digital project. Obviously, I've already delivered the induction to health and safety induction to 1,500 learners, and whilst I agree that the digital way forward is fantastic, it's going to be brilliant for those that are late enrollers, those that are apprenticeships, those that perhaps missed the initial induction initially, or part-timers, evening class students. They should all be given the same quality of health and safety induction, so this is a fantastic way of doing it. But I do still believe that there does need to be a human interface. It's nice to have a name, a face that you can think, oh yeah, that's the person I need to talk to about. But I do think it's a brilliant idea for, as I said, those that are late enrolling and apprenticeships especially, and it's also good practice, and for the digital team it gives them something to work on, and digital students gives them something to, how can we improve it, because this is where we are now. In 5 years' time there's going to be a whole new raft of technology, and they're going to be able to enable the presentation to be even better. It will probably have a digital me moving outside of buildings and stuff like that. It's great within the departments because I'm hoping to do a risk assessment talk, and if I do a risk assessment talk to engineers, that is very different to a risk assessment talk to perhaps foundation studies, because their needs and the risks in the area are very different. But if I can do it once, get it recorded, again, it's there for them to use the next year or the next month or for the late enroller, etc, etc. So I think it's a fantastic way forward. I think it's going to save, hopefully, loads of time.
Alongside the opportunities to work on light-hearted fun projects, there are also elements of the job that can be more serious. Jack has previously worked on projects in collaboration with the Home Office, one of which delved into the topic of preventing extremism.
So the Prevent project was brought to us by the Home Office. They were looking at a series of videos and tutorial packages that could be used in tutorials and FE colleges across the country aiming at looking at the government's prevent strategy and preventing extremism, making sure people are aware of extremism and exactly what's going on. My role was to make 4 separate videos, which actually in the end became 3 videos because we decided 2 of them were along the same lines and combined them into one larger one, which worked. The first of those was looking at the digital side of it and actually digital technology and how people do sometimes misuse social media and don't actually necessarily see the implications. Because when we started this project, this was before the government had come out with this right to forget idea they're coming out. So we were making the point, whatever you post online, it's always going to be there. So be careful what you post. And we made a video of a story of a student who posted something, went to get a job later in life and was unable to get the job because they could see the post he'd posted on social media. The second one was a story of some Syrian refugees, which was hidden behind Silhouette and with some background music and interesting titles to go with it to say these stories really do happen. Those people who think that this is just all made up and it's not as bad as they think and don't approve of refugees being brought here, that's to say not just how it happens, but actually say, hear the story from their side, actually what they've been through, and it was quite actually horrific hearing some of those stories. The final video we made was actually made by some supported studies students, and that video was all about what the people's views are on things. We made it in a sort of talk show style that we called the Prevent Show. We started with an interview panel of all actors from various stories. We had one side of it, the English people who were saying they can't get jobs and they can't get a job, can't get a home and they reckon because it's all going to refugees, and then a actor pretending to be a refugee to say this is what's happened to me, and sort of just looking at it that way, trying to get both together and thinking that there is 2 sides to the story. Then in there came what was going to be the second video. A piece in the show became video 2, which was a act out of a story at a job centre where a refugee gets badly beaten up, or not a refugee actually, sorry, a foreigner in this case gets badly beaten up just for being foreign, and but it's not like visual, it's all done sort of in a concealed way. And then after that, it goes back to the talk show to hear a bit like an ask the audience thing, with audience saying their own things and really giving you views and just actually see what people think. Get in the idea of you making your sort of own view and opinion on it and think that people do have different opinions, but just that sort of side of it really.
Employers introducing these types of roles into their companies is a trend set to increase over the upcoming years as digital technology continues to advance and opportunities begin to evolve. We spoke to Delta Montine, Head of Media and IT at Harlow College, about how her media department has adapted to the implementation of digital technology and the effects it's made to teaching.
It all started when we had £1.2 million to refurb the whole media department, and part of that money was a bid that the college got to reinforce digital technology within one area. And what we did also is invested into some iPads and classroom resources, as well as obviously a new open plan environment. And we did a pilot with iPads, and what we tried to do is invest and see how the learners reacted to using the iPad in the classroom. So the response for that was really positive. So we decided to actually write reports about obviously the new face of new technology and how that was embedded in teaching and learning. And we got the students' feedback from that, which was really strong. And then obviously the college reviewed that and looked at that across the whole college. It was about working with the staff and trying to work them into the new culture of new technology. So that was the biggest challenge. Students adapt to it naturally because they always use mobile devices and apps anyway, but it was obviously working with the staff to collaborate that in their teaching and learning and assessment and how to do it. So I reckon it's really taken the full 3 years to get every single member of staff in my team to actually be proactive about working with new technology. We're paperless already, and the students are already trained into that mindset. So is the staff. So you can even see in our staff room there's minimal paperwork in folders and files because we already put that in place on certain apps that we work with. So the culture's already there, and because everyone is now warm to the whole new face of technology and the staff actually see it makes their lives easier, and they seem to work faster, and the students are obviously proactive with that. It all seems to just work really well.
To find out more about Harlow College, please visit the website shown at the bottom of the screen. Thank you.